Hello YouTubers, subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. It is a hot one, man. It is 95 degrees, no clouds in the sky. Those cicada bugs are out making noise again. Was that a cool dune buggy or what? They want $3,500 for that thing. I wonder if Mama Lee would let me trade my Ford Focus for it. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. Let's take a look at this. This is a saguaro fruit right here. See the flowers on top? They bloom, and the flowers die, and then the fruit comes, and you can see the birds pick out the inside of the fruit here. Hear them bugs? They're so loud. And they make jelly out of this fruit too, if you can get to them before the birds do. There's a better view right here. What it looks like inside. Oops. Crazy, look at this freaking arm, how crooked it is. It's like twisted right here. So I thought I'd come out and get a quick hike before I go home. Got my floppy hat on today because trying to keep the sun off the back of my neck because we worked in my sister's yard all day yesterday. My sun got a little red but not burnt, so I just want to keep the sun off today. Got the fruit coming out on the prickly pear too. These are all beef fruit. Prairie dogs love to eat these. It's funny because I watch them in my yard and the prairie dogs will climb up in the cactus and they'll just nibble up on the fruit up on top. Man, I just missed it. There was a huge jackrabbit sitting there, and if you watch the video where I saw the deer, when I was out hiking I saw the deer and it had them huge ears. This jackrabbit had just as big ears on his head. So hard to catch on video. So my daughter is with my wife. My son just woke up, he just texted me. He's like, "Dad, where you at? Are you at Aunt Terry's house?" I was like, "No, son, I'm out on a hike." He's like, "Oh, I thought you went to go work at Aunt Terry's." And I'm like, "No, Rusty's on the road, and your aunt's at work, and I'm out hiking now." I was like, "Oh, okay." He loves going over to his aunt's house and work. Last time I went over there and I didn't wake him up and let him sleep, he's like, "Man, Dad, you should have woke me up." He's a good kid. He's a hard worker. He's not lazy. So he's out for school. Summer break. So I just let him sleep. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I would highly suggest you follow me on Instagram. I film these videos a week ahead, so I have time to edit the videos. I don't have to rush on my editing. And this morning I was out walking with Jerry at the park, and I found this humongous freaking scorpion. He was just walking along in the dirt getting ready to cross the bike path, and I got it on video and put it on my Instagram. Videos like that is what I do on Instagram. Let's see, which way do I want to go here? Let's go out. I haven't been out this way in a long time. There's so many trails out in this area over here. Go once, twice, 3 times a lady. I don't know. That just swore reminded me of that song. So if you want to see that scorpion, go to my Instagram. And it was a huge scorpion. It was about 4 inches long from tip of the head to the tip of the tail. It's very strange to see it out in broad daylight though, because the birds will swoop down and pick that thing up. Coming to a wash here. Oh, wait a minute, I see a flower. There's a flower right over here. Not too many of these flowers out in the desert anymore now. We got big and bright that sucker is. It's the only one I've seen in the desert so far, hiking out here. There's a huge spider web right there too. Can you guys see it? That's Panther Peak. I still, to this day, do not know why they call that Panther Peak, because it doesn't look anything like a panther. Unless there's a lot of panthers that live up there. That's the only thing I can think of. So my son, when we were on the way home from finished working on my sister's yard, he was talking to me, telling me about how much he enjoyed doing all that landscaping we did. We raised the backyard of my sister's backyard. We raised that up a good 15 inches and put that fire pit in there. I asked him why did he like it so much, what was so fun about it, and he said he enjoyed getting in the dirt and being creative with his hands. I said, well, look, there's all kinds of jobs in construction, like landscaping and stuff, where you can do stuff like that, but you always start at the bottom and you work your way up. You can learn how to use the machinery and stuff like that, because, you know, Rusty will let him play around the tractor, and he was driving the golf cart, and it was hot. It was 105 degrees, and we started at like 9 in the morning, and we finished about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and just non-stop. He didn't stop at all. He just was like a workhorse the whole freaking day, and he really loved doing it. And he's like, man, this day flew by. And I was like, yeah, that's the kind of job you want to have, son. You know, when you have fun like that, it's not a job, because you're enjoying what you're doing. And I had fun too, because it reminded me when I lived in Florida and I was building golf courses. We would take the property, clear out all the stuff, and carve in hills and bunkers and stuff like that, man-made lakes. And it was very exciting for me, because I moved up the ladder pretty quick and was in charge of running all the equipment. I can run anything, and it makes the time go by so fast, and you get out in the sun, you get that vitamin D, which your body needs, you know, and it's exciting. And I told him, I said, well, you don't have to do construction. You can do any kind of landscaping. You can have your own landscaping business, you know. Then you decide on how much you want to charge the people. See these little cholla bombs here? If you're not paying attention, you kick that and it'll stick to your foot and then stick to your leg. I do not like this cactus at all. It doesn't bear any flowers, and they call it jumping cactus because it's so brittle you can just barely brush by and it will stick to you, and it feels like it just jumped out and stuck to you. That's why they call them jumping cactus, cholla cactus, teddy bear cactus. Very, very painful cactus, because they got little bitty hooks on the very end that's sticking to your skin. I don't know if you can see that. I can zoom in on the tip there. Very painful. I don't like it. I like them out in the desert. That's about it. So I always enjoy working with my son doing projects like that. That bird, I think it's a dove, was just up there eating the fruit. The fruit on the saguaro cactus doesn't turn as purple as the ones on the prickly pear cactus. But you have to get to them before the birds get to them, because they love eating that saguaro fruit. See, look, all of them over there, all the flowers are gone, turning into fruit. There's one flower left there. That's a cactus wren making that noise. There's two birds over there fighting on that saguaro over there. Something big just moved over here. So one thing I love about working with my son, I like to teach him all different kinds of things. Like if you follow me on a regular basis, you see the videos, and I'm always teaching my son how to do this and how to do that. He learned a couple things. yesterday working at his aunt's house. He learned that when your family needs help, you go help them, no questions asked. He learned you don't complain about work, especially out in the heat, because it's going to be hot, especially here in the desert. So as long as you keep hydrated, you'll stay cool. As long as you don't go inside the air conditioning, because once you go in the air conditioning, you come out, it's really, really hard to start working again in the heat. If you start like we did gradually in the morning and you just stay hydrated throughout the day, you feel the heat, but you don't realize just how hot it is. I'm always telling him to constantly drink, even when he tells me he's not thirsty, because you're sweating, but you're not feeling the sweat because the heat is evaporating it so fast. Look at all these swirls over here. Yeah. He's learning how to get his driving skills down because he spent a lot of the time on the golf cart, packing the dirt back and forth. He learned to have confidence because he asked me, he's like, "Dad, you think you know how to do this, how to raise the dirt up?" And I was like, "Of course I do, son. I've done it most of my life, this type of work. And by the end of the day, you'll know how to do it." You know, learning how to use rakes. He's never used rakes before. How to use the shovel, you know, wood shovel, the spade shovel, the square head shovel. He knows the difference. You got a metal rake and you got the fine rake. He knows how to rake and just keep the rocks out and leave the sand and the dirt. And he just learned all kinds of things. He learned how to stay hydrated in this Arizona desert. You know, because they're kids, they don't know. They'll go out and play all day in the sun and then get a heat stroke. And then you end up in the hospital. So I'm going to go up this hill a little bit. He learned all kinds of things. Look at the mountains, they look awesome. And he learned, the most important thing, he learned that it's not work. If you enjoy it, like he had a lot of fun. He just kept saying, "Man, I had fun, Dad." And he got home and he was telling his mother what we did. He was just telling her how much fun it was, and you know, and he could see the outcome of the visual that I had before we started. I told him, you know, this is what we want to do. This is what I want it to look like after we're done. You know, so I also taught him how to visualize in your head what it should look like and then what it should look like after you're done. So he was being taught a lot of stuff and didn't know it. That's why I like taking him with me on this stuff. Look at this big rock. Look at this. You see that lizard right there? Now you probably didn't see it unless I pointed out to you. Let me zoom in on him. You guys see him yet? You seeing him? He barely moved. I saw him at the corner of my eye. See his body right there? He's big. He's a good 5 inches long. Zoom in on his face there. This is how well trained my eyes are. Most people would not even just walk by and not even notice because he blends so well with that rock. I have no idea what kind of lizard that is. I don't have the name for it. But he definitely sees me. I'm about 10 feet from him, standing on a hill. See if I can get a little closer before he runs off. Oh, there he goes. He's like Spider-Man. Let's see if I can see where he went. He didn't go up. He went down and around. You got to keep your eyes open here in the desert because this wildlife blends in so well. I say it all the time too. You could be hiking out here. You could hike right past a javelina or a bobcat or a cougar, and because the heat is so hot, they will not give up their hiding spot. They don't want to get hot. They're trying to stay cool. And as long as you don't pose a threat on them, they won't bother you. Now, if you get a javelina cornered, and it feels like it's being cornered, then you're going to have a problem. Man, this is a steep hill. These cameras do not show just how steep these hills are. So anyway, he's a good kid. He's smart, and he's learning all kinds of stuff. It's really hard to get kids here in Arizona out in this heat, working in this heat. Because they get out, and the first thing they say is, "Oh man, it's too hot. I don't want to go outside." Like my daughter. My daughter, you couldn't even pay her to come out in this heat. She doesn't like the sun. Let's go look at this flower. Little bugs in there. Flying ants. See, this is the flower, and this is the fruit underneath it. This one's oozing. I've been walking for 30 minutes now. My car's way off that way somewhere. So I was just talking to my sister too. She was asking me, "Are you sore?" I'm like, "Nope." Are you tired? Nope. What are you doing? I said, "I'm hiking." In this freaking temperature? I'm like, "Yep." That breeze feels good when you're sweating. She's like, "You're crazy. It's too hot. I like the heat." Another thing my son likes is I let him drive more now. So he drives us to my sister's house. He drives us home. So he's getting in a lot of drive time, wheel time. And he's getting much better. Getting more confident in his driving. He keeps telling me he likes the Focus. He's like, "Man, Dad, I really like this Focus." You know, he's like hinting to me that he wants my Focus. I have stopped shopping for a car for him though, because Craigslist starts charging you now to place ads on Craigslist. It's like $5, and there's not too many vehicles on Craigslist anymore. At least nothing worth buying. So I don't know. He might just end up with my Focus. If maybe I can get Mama Lee to buy me that dune buggy, that would be cool. Somebody spray painted on that rock. This is the inside of a saguaro. Oh, saguaro ribs. The reason I kicked that is because the snakes like to go underneath there. So just wanted to make sure there's no snakes, because they're out. Something has been sleeping here. You can see how it moved out the rocks. There's the spray paint there. And it looks like somebody made a lean tube right here out of Ocotillo. See that? And then they spray painted over here too. What a bunch of idiots. I don't know why they do that, why people do that. Somebody's out here camping. You get yourself in trouble destroying this Ocotillo out here, or anything else out here in the desert. Because this is state park land right here, hiking up. So I'm going to head back to my car. I like looking down the washes because you usually see animals down these washes. So my sister's got a lot more projects that she wants to do in her yard. So I'm sure we'll be back over there to help her out some more. Because it's just her and then her stepdaughter. Because Rusty's out on the road a lot now, so go over there and help her out. That's what family's for, right? Those bugs are out like crazy today. Getting hot. I shouldn't say getting, it is hot. Another thing he learned is the tailgate almost fell off the golf cart. So taught him how to diagnose what was wrong with it, and then how to fix it. We fixed that. He learned how to use a grinder. So he's learning a lot of stuff without even knowing he's being taught. And he's like a sponge right now, so he's absorbing all this adventures that I've taken with me on. But he was talking to my wife. He was just telling her, yeah, we did this and we did that, and you know, we leveled the ground, and you know, he didn't know any of this stuff that morning when we went to go over there. Now, you know, he's doing yard work around our house now because he's learning that he likes to work with his hands, that he can go out and, like in the desert here, and he knows he could clear it out and make it look like however he wants. Not that I would do that here in the desert, but I like seeing this stuff out here in the wilderness in its environment. I just don't like it in my yard. My sister likes this stuff in her yard though, not me. She's a lot like my mom. I call her Mom 1.0 because she laughs, but it won't be too long. She'll be having some colored jars hanging from her trees in her yard. She's already bedazzling her fence with colored marbles. I had to say it looks cool, especially when the sun is shining, you know, off of it or through it. You know, she's asking me if there's anywhere that she can get horse poop. I just found some right here. Because she wants to start a garden. She wants to use horse poop. Oh, look at it. It's like a hole in the top of that saguaro right over there. The arm broke off. The wind is picking up. My shirt is soaking wet. I gotta start remembering to bring backup t-shirts. Alright, which way did I come in? Trail there and trail there. I saw this long lizard and I thought it was a snake, and he just ran over here. It's like an albino. See if I can. There he is right there. See him? He was sliding along so slow I thought it was a snake. Godzilla! He's sitting in the shade there. When I saw him, he was right here. He slithered that way. He's a pretty boy. Yes, you are. He went like that. And he went down a hole. He's gone. Oh, there he is right there. See him? Hide in there. I see you, Mr. Lizard. You eyeballing me, boy? Gotta watch out for any kind of movement here in the desert, because it can be anything. I was way up on that flat spot right there, where that big rock was, that lean tube. See how far I've been hiking. I'm only halfway back to my car too. I'm gonna have to start wearing my fanny pack, because I done drank all my bye. I got a bottle of water in the car though. Those cicada bugs, I think that's what they are. They are freaking loud over here. You guys can see the road that I have to drive through to get here. It's like you need an off-road vehicle. This is a lightning strike victim right here. This was struck by lightning. It still got a charged smell to it. I got an off-road Ford Focus. Finally, I'm almost back to my car. Remember, teach your kids how to work with their hands. Teach them everything you need to know, because how else are they going to learn? On the streets? Nope. It's better for you to teach your children yourself. Watch them grow mentally and physically. Let's go look at this. It's a cholla cactus root. I always show you saguaro and barrel cactuses, but I've never showed you guys what a cholla cactus looks like. This one is fallen over, the root system. Not very long. This one I'd say is about 2.5 feet. And the hole's not very deep. There's a big lizard going through. It looked like a long snake, long skinny snake. These lizards are out like crazy today. It's a cholla forest out here. Anyways, I think I'm going to end the video here because I'm almost back to my car. Remember, if you like these kind of videos, smash that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. I read all comments that YouTube allows me to see. Remember, be kind to people. Treat people the way you would like to be treated. Hold the door open for somebody. You know, grab a shopping cart for somebody. You know, do something nice. Treat them like you would like to be treated. And like always, thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. And remember, the Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'm gone! I'm gone!